Well, let's do it. Okay, I want to praise Acid Laser, Nate, Zep, Santi, Tam, and Livia for getting here on so early, earlier than all the rest. Clearly, they love the TEC the most. I want to praise Nate for always taking on the spotlight and dealing with the chaos that comes with it. Also, I want to praise YGG for the amazing work on the proposal inverter process. I want to praise Tam, Jeff, Jess, Dan, and I don't know. I feel like there's other people, Scott and Lisa, and all the cool people that have been hanging out with me this week in Vienna and syncing on all the cool common stack stuff and understanding all the things. I want to praise Vitor, Pedro, Fabio, and Marco, and Mitch, and Lauren, and Nuggin, and oh crap, and anyone else who's been working on Mount Manu for user testing and all the awesome work that they've all been doing to make the parameters thing happen. I'll pass it to Tam.
Awesome. So I want to praise Dan, and I want to just take a moment and say he does so much behind the scenes work that I know is not getting recognized. So I want to praise him like 10 times, and I'll probably have to jump on our praise channel to praise him 10 times. Also, Greg for taking on the Gitcoin grants again and again and again. RDF BBX for rolling up his sleeves and helping us with troubleshooting the issues we've had in the swag shop. Christopher for jumping in on the reward system. Nate for what's coming next. Angela for leadership in the TE space. Zargam, Jeff, Jess, Dan, Griff, Scott, Eliza, and that's it for all the deep dives in Vienna this weekend. Angela for her leadership in the TEC space. Sorry. Sem for feasibility comments on the forum. Monstrosity and Green Hornet for having a sync on Agave. Mitch and Septimus for leading the charge on that. And Kate, Nate, Livia, and Kelsey for helping with the for driving the TEC case studies. And Vivi because no praise list is complete without him. And I'll pass to Santi.
Thanks, Tam. I want to give praise to Juanca. I always forget about Juanca and all the work he's doing in Gravity and all the training. That's great. I also want to give praise to Nate for all the work he does every week, taking care of the spotlight that we have every Thursday after the call, the community call. The Params team and the newly getting created community team led by Katie. I want to praise all those members. And I'll pass it to Nate.
Thank you, Santi. I want to praise Ivy for all the work that she does kind of in her own way, like in small groups that she helps out with our Discord and our Twitter and our social media. It's just really amazing. I want to praise Vivi for all the bot work he does on Discord. I want to praise David for jumping into the Twitter realm and helping out with comms. And then I want to praise Acid Laser for the same. With the design work that he does on YouTube. And recently the HubSpot. I want to praise Griff and Tam for all the leadership that you provide within this community. And then I want to praise Livy for all the SoftGov work. That there's so much SoftGov that's going on right now that she's just really driving it. I want to praise the Params team, Mitch, Vitor, Griff, Lauren, everybody who has contributed. I don't even see half of you. So yep, and I will pass it to Lauren.
Hi, everyone. Okay, I want to praise David and Ivy for doing the Twitter, asking great questions, and just like making sure all that the Params tweets are right and doing all this advice process, and also just for like all the really good Twitter high vibes. I want to praise Mitch, Marco, Nuggy, and Griff for making the dashboard beautiful and coming up with new ideas for the UI. And I want to praise Pedro, Fabio, and Vitor for working super hard on development. And I want to praise also Mitch and Donna from Giveth and Griff for working on helping out and supporting the gardens and helping get that live so we can use it here and we can use it in Giveth and we can use it everywhere. And I'll pass it to Pedro.
Hey guys, so I would like to praise Vitor and Fabio for working with me on the development process of the Commons dashboard. I especially praise for Vitor for hacking the backend so fast. I praise for Griff for introducing me to all the minor content and minor ideas behind all of this that we are doing right now. And I praise for Mitch and praise Mitch for always answering me so fast in the Discord. He's like a machine. Now I will pass to Victor.
I'd like to praise all the Params teams. So, of course, Pedro and Fabio and again for the amazing work in the dashboard, Marco for his amazing designs, Mitch for always getting sure that everything works fine and everything is correct there and that people understand everything there that is in the dashboard. And Griff as well for like managing everything and getting sure that like all the pieces come together. And also for Matmenu for the user testing and for the other working groups that are not get specific because I don't know that much. That's it. I'll pass to Nate. Did Nate win already?
I did, but pass it
Okay.
to.
I think Sean did not win. Yeah.
Hey everybody. I want to praise Livy and Angela for being so ambitious on research projects and always having new ideas that aren't just ideas, but they actually get rolled out into research projects and programs for the community. So praise to Livy and Angela for that. I'm not sure if I'll pass, I guess, to Griff. Griff usually knows what's going on.
Oh, you know it. Let's throw it to Acid Laser.
Thanks, Rick. So I would like to praise Septimus for his work recording all the meetings and having the YouTube channel on Flick. Ivy, David, and Chewy for their contributions in comms and doing it very well with the Params campaign. Praise to Livia for coming back, and praise to Ivy for helping me get my Common Stack teacher to Mexico. And I pass it to Septi.
Yeah, thanks, Accelerator. Yeah, also praise to you for all the designs, like not only in YouTube but everywhere. Thank you so much. I want to give praise to Mitch for leading the efforts on the proposal with Agave and the forum post. I want to give praise to Ivy for writing the update message for our praise bot and Telegram pinned message. I want to give praise to Nate for leading setting up the hotspot, which is almost ready. I want to give praise to Chui for the comms DAO. I want to give praise to Levi and Christopher for the reward system discussion, and also this praise to Levi for the polycentric governance in the TEC. I want to give praise to Tam for having every detail on the TEC on your mind, and it helped us to reach our flow. So thank you, Tam. And I want to give praise to Katie, but also like everyone involved in the Communitas working group, Anna Marie, Nate, Levi, probably Tam. I don't know. But yeah, this praise to them. I want to this praise to David because we have a nice chat yesterday setting up Twitter. And yeah, thank you, David. And I'll pass it to Luigi Lemon, which I also praise to you for the Agave spotlight.
Hello. So I'm a bit out of the loop. What is the?
Oh man, we really threw you in here. We'll come back to you, Luigi, and you'll get a sense of it. We just all praise each other for anything we noticed that happened this week in the TEC or in Agave for your purposes. But I'll let you see the flow. Let's throw it to Chewy.
Thanks, Griff. Let's see. Okay, I'd like to praise Edu and Katie for setting a new production for comms in the horizon. I want to praise Acid Laser for his swag. Ivy for being so awesome and for staying safe during the typhoon. Livy for your valuable leadership in SoftGov. David for our Twitter growth. Luigi Lemon for saving today's spotlight. And Septi for being Septi, TEC hero that we all love very much. And I'll pass it back to you, Chris. Sorry, I was a little bit distracted and I don't know who went already.
No worries. Let's throw it to David.
Yeah, hello everybody. Hope everyone's having a fabulous week. Let's see. I'm pretty new here too, so don't worry about getting the flow right. I only learned we're supposed to fill a minute of praise, right? I just learned that this week, and so my apologies for never filling that minute before. I want to praise everybody at this community. I Oh boy, let's just start with who's not here. YGG Anderson and any other token engineer that I don't know the name of, because you folks, you keep this thing going. And praise Zeptimus for the amazing talk we had yesterday. That was great. I wish I could come visit you in person, bro, and say hi. Nice to get to know you. I look forward to more. Vitor, because I think you're critical to this project, but I don't know exactly how. And Tam, you're an amazing leader, inspirational. We still have to have that talk. Praise you twice. And Luigi Lemon, praise you. Livia, praise you, because you have some of the most creative hairstyles I've ever seen. I love it. And I think I'm looking at the same person each time. I'll praise Griff, because Griff's awesome.
Oh, but you
Lauren,
hit your minute. That bell that Septimus had was your minute.
Oh, I forgot to start my own timer. I could probably get all those minutes I missed, right? Like there's retroactive minutes. Okay, thanks.
Thanks, David. Okay, I'll throw it to Livia.
Thanks. I have a big list today. I want to praise Gideon Rowe, I don't know if that's how you pronounce his name, for being curious and engaged in multiple chats and in the forum. Praise Mitch, Angela, Tam, Zaptimus, and Sam for kickstarting the partnerships discussion with Agave and thinking about investor relationships in general. Praise Christopher for the incredible help he's already offering to the reward systems plan. Praise Angela for steering the TE Academy, and praise Angela and YGG for helping so much with the whole reward system research group we're preparing. I praise Griff, Octopus, Zach from Coordinate, and Meta Dreamer for accepting to join the governance panel we're throwing tomorrow. And praise Zaptimus for being so on top of everything, and Nate for always providing insightful feedback for everything. And I'll pass to, did Santi go yet?
He did.
Yeah, I did.
But we can throw it to Luigi Lemon to give it another shot.
Okay, I think I got it now. So I want to give praise to pretty much everybody here. You guys are doing an amazing job in the tech community. I'm really excited about the next products, the next ideas that come out of here. It's full of smart people with the good values. I like to thank Chewy to invite me here as well. He has been helping me a lot to deal with an Alvin project, which will be like our little plushie for Agave. And I'm also excited to explore this idea of Agave with tech and to meet all of you a bit more. To give individual praise, I mean, I don't want to single out anyone. I just respect all of you. Some of you, like Geek Anderson and Griff and Santix, has been closer, and David as well has been a lot closer to us at One Eye, so I know you guys a bit more. But yeah, I think it's a DAO, and everyone is important here.
Thanks, Luigi. I think we also have, I'll steal it from you and pass it over to Gene. Reap Cheap, have you played the praise game before?
No, sir, I have not.
So basically, it's just a space that if you want, you can praise people for, it's kind of like a way that we do decentralized updates too, with a gratitude twist. So it's like if you saw anyone doing some cool things, you can give them some praise, and then everyone gets to see the awesome stuff they did.
Sure.
So.
Yeah, I haven't obviously prepared a specific list, but I kind of just want to express general praise for everybody that's been kind enough to be open and inclusive, and who's reached out to not just me, but anybody that's kind of newly approaching the community. It's a really important an important thing to do if this is going to potentially grow. And I guess I will specifically praise is Miss Angela, or Alki. I'm not not exactly sure what her preferred moniker is, but she's been very kind to me at the TE group, so I really appreciate that.
Nice, and that's the bell. So, well, thank you guys for playing the praise game. It's always fun. And welcome to Community Call 48. Thank you so much. Praise goes to Ivy for always setting up these slides for us, and especially this week because there was a tropical storm in the Philippines. So luckily Ivy is okay, and everyone she knows it sounds is okay. Just some water damage in her house and stuff like that. So, but there's probably a lot of people in the Philippines that are having a tough time. So major shout outs to all the people helping out in the Philippines to make sure everyone's cool. But yeah, so thank you. And if you love the praise, if you like the praise system, you can do it all the time. You don't have to wait till Thursday. We have a praise channel that is dedicated to that. Although you can just praise in any channel, actually. As long as you have the role of praise giver. If you don't have that role, go ahead and ask any steward or really anyone, and we can route you to getting that role so that then you can dish praise. Because there's a couple tips and tricks that are always nice to pass on. But also dish praise on Telegram if you want to play. So yeah, just a reminder, we raised $1.5 million. Hell yes, it's sitting in our DAO right now. And there's some cool stuff that we have prepared that we're going to talk about during this call about what we're going to try to do to get set up before we upgrade to the Commons. But before we dive into all of that, I just want to remind everyone that if there's any kind of weird relational fabric issues, if you see some awkwardness between two people or you are feeling awkwardness with someone, whether someone's getting your name wrong or like you have like a real conflict with somebody, please reach out. We have this great type form. You can click this link in the slides or just go to the Gravity channel and you can find the link or on the forum. But there's this type form that you can report any conflicts that you see or are in so that we can like resolve them easier and faster before they get out of control, you know? And also to prevent conflicts from starting in the first place, it's really nice to use the advice process. Anytime you have a decision to make, just go ahead and before you solidify your stance on that decision, go talk to the people who will be affected by it and anyone who you think might have expertise on the subject. Go ask them. Just give them a quick DM. You know, hey, I have this thing that I need to think about, and I'm not sure if I want to go left or right. What do you think? You know, and then see what they say and get a couple people to see what they say, you know, and if one person says right and one person says left, hey, it's your decision. You have to decide, but at least you know why they might say left and you want to go right. And it really helps a lot to do that work in advance. But with that, let's dive into the working groups, community stewards. Of course, the steward of stewards, Tam, take it away.
Cool, thanks. So I'm also going to share my screen. Which screen are you sharing? Can you go to the next slide, please? And I'm going to share my screen as well, but can you leave that one up too? Yeah, cool. So we are in the, not the end, sorry. We're in the middle of Sprint 17 right now, which is going to run until the 16th of September. And let me just share my screen too. And here we go. And we're having another TEC coordination onboarding next week, so next Wednesday. And really in this onboarding, we're going to cover how we're using Scrum, how we're using sprints, how to use the Zen Hub board, how epics work, how issues work, and how you can take issues and create new issues. So anyone interested in onboarding into our coordination, do just hop onto that call. It's open to everyone. All of the stewards meetings are open to everyone. So we have sprint planning, sprint retrospectives, a sprint council, which I'll describe in a moment, and also the stewards weekly that happens every Wednesday. And if you can jump to the next slide now. We have we've been thinking about how we can better do coordination in our stewards calls. We have a weekly meeting, and I'd say the last 3 weeks, we just run out of time and we never really get to the coordination part because we've been tackling some really big subjects lately. And so we're going to sort of tease out a group discussion that'll happen in a council every other Thursday. So one Thursday will be the sprint retrospective, the following Thursday will be the stewards council, and so on. And it'll be really zero coordination, all high-level discussion about core subjects to the TEC. We might go deep into one of our particular proposals, or we might go deep into ideas like funding or other kinds of ideas, or other kind of subjects we need to talk about. But that's happening, and we'll have the first one on September 23rd. I also want to share that there's a new group forming in the TEC. It's called Communitas, and it's sort of, out of SoftGov was born orientation, but the orientation initiative really grew and grew and grew, and now it's sort of growing and encompassing many different aspects of community. And I know that Katie's not able to join us today, and I think Eduardo wasn't able to join us today either. But it's really Katie leading with Eduardo and Ana Maria, and it just the definition of communitas is just so pretty that I'm going to read it to you guys. Commonly referring either to an unstructured community in which people are equal, or to the very spirit of community. So how it couldn't be better named for the group that is going to be helping people onboard into the TEC and also share the TEC community with other partners in the ecosystem. Also, we've updated these visual explainers. I want to let everyone know that if you want to have a really close look at them, the Gitbook is the best place to go. You could find it right here on the first page, Token Engineering Commons. These have been updated so they're a little more clear, but of course, it's always interesting to sort of know where we are, and we're here in phase 2 now. We hatched, so we're officially in phase 2, and we're going to build the Commons upgrade, or design the Commons upgrade together. So if you ever need to find it, on the Gitbook. What else can I say? Oh, I want to give a shout out to Craig. Gitcoin Grants is starting, and Craig every single time, every round, updates the Gitcoin Grants for TEC. I don't think it's here yet, but it will be, and I'm going to encourage everyone. We're probably all going to encourage everyone very vociferously over the next few days to participate in Gitcoin Grants. Okay, that's kind of it. As always, our forums are on fire. There's so many proposals right now under advice process, and it's our community, and we're making the decisions. So please hop in, share your thoughts about polycentric governance in the TEC, or token swaps with AGAVE, earning interest on WRAC XDAI, TEC Community Covenant. There's so many proposals up for advice process, and there's a lot of conversation around them. So I really encourage people to come in and join the conversation. Also, if you're new to the TEC, welcome. The onboarding coordinator is Suga, but there's a number of people who are who have the orientation coordinator role in our Discord. And if you find them, anyone can help you. And with that, I will pass to Sante and the legal working group.
Thank you, Tom. All right, we are the legal working group. We meet on Fridays every other week. So we're not meeting tomorrow, we're meeting next week. And at 4 p.m. CET, Central European Time. We are focused on dealing with the terms and conditions of the bonding curve usage, and which is gonna be ready when we upgrade to the Commons DAO. I encourage anyone to join us. I'm sure some people still have doubts of how that's gonna be working. So hopefully we're going to be focused on that for the following week, and probably 2 weeks or so, and end up having our terms so everyone gets to use that correctly when we are ready to launch. Besides that, there's other minor legal aspects that we discuss in the meetings. Everyone is welcome to bring any issue or any concern that they may have from the legal standpoint. We'll try to discuss it, and if needed, we will create an issue inside and deal with it. All right, so I hope to see you there whenever you want to join us. Thank you. And with that, I'll pass it to Juan Carlos from Gravity.
Juan's not here. I can take over unless he pointed someone else. Okay, cool. But interrupt me if you have something else to say. What? Yeah, interrupt me if you have anything else that you guys want to add. But the biggest news, of course, is that Graviton training is just about to start. So that's super cool. It's going to be every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Europe time, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let me just make this a little bit bigger. And you want to be a Graviton. Gravitons, I mean, first off, what a cool name, right? You get some NFTs, you get some POAPs, and you also learn to be a force of nature within your community. You'll learn to be able to like bring everyone together, just like gravity does and graviton particles do. So strengthening the relational fabric, learning tools about nonviolent communication, spiral dynamics, and other cool things. Of course, alternative dispute resolution tooling. There's always a lot of stuff going on in the forums. And again, as I said at the beginning, if you have any kind of things that you think the relationships in our community could be stronger, we have a really cool form to fill out. So, and also Gravity has helped put on the TEC lounges every Friday before the meme party. So if you just want to have fun on Friday nights, it's pretty cool. We hang out in the lounge, chit chat, just talk about how life is and build connections within the community. And then we go straight into memeing hard, as every DAO needs to DAO. DAOing without memeing is not really DAOing. So like if you don't feel comfortable with the memes, we have these meme parties and they can get you going on it too. So it's really fun. And with that, I'll throw it over to Livy. Oh, is there anything else on Gravity that I'm missing, guys? I don't think so. So I'll throw it over to Livia to take on SoftGov.
Thanks. Let me share my screen. 1 second. There we go. So yeah, lots of things going on. I just put it up, this decision-making guide. This has been a big confusion for everyone. We have so many decisions to take now, and we're like, oh my god, how to do, what do we use, what process? So I think it's awesome that we reached this point of complexity, and it's really cool that we do have a lot of tools and processes already in place. We just have to organize them a little bit. So I put them all here from 1 to 4, and with little like suggestions of use and how, what are they and stuff like that. So I would love to hear feedback from here. If there is anything missing, if it sounds off or wrong, or if it's easy to understand, this is important. And one thing that we didn't have, but I added here because I feel like it happens, but it didn't have a name, is working group quality consent process. So I got introduced by this concept called quality consent. You guys can read more about it here. But I think the working groups are the best place to implement that because they are small enough to produce a positive governance assessment. That just means that people are in accordance, that things are being made for the benefit of all. And it's easy to have debates and conversations, to have more depth into decisions. And usually things that are local to that working group don't need to spend the attention of the whole community. So things can move faster if they're done that way. And then, yeah, advice process like we know, and just some considerations for when to use it, when is it enough to have just advice process, when it's not enough, when we should use a snapshot, for example, when then a few suggested recommended use of the voting types that are in snapshot, and then token log on what are the use cases like collaborative economics, and having the ability to plug the dashboard with GitHub and then have the votes going straight to the proposals going straight to token log. And then also crowd proposal making. I invented this term. I don't know if it's the best one, but just when everyone is encouraged to submit proposals on a similar topic, so we can use the collective intelligence to find the best solution. And then from here, we could have the runoff happening on Snapshot that is a little bit more intuitive. So yeah, we'd love to hear from everyone there. And then we do have this 5 proposals on advice process in the forum. We do have some suggested paths for, I'm not gonna get into that right now, just so we don't lose too much time, but here in the SoftGov agenda, last call, we discussed what would be the best ways to follow with each one, and then that guide should help on making these decisions as well. And good news is that some of them are already ready to propose. And then Christopher made this amazing, changing the subject, Christopher made this amazing map for the reward systems. So it's a little bit tricky, like how to bring the things that are on paper to a flowing ideal. And we did that here, and it's working on paper. Now we just need to make it work for real. And we're going to be doing that together with YGG and the labs and Nugget and a lot of people that are coming in to help with this mission. And also, we have a governance panel tomorrow. And all of you are invited. It's going to be from 5 to 6:30 p.m. CET. We're going to be discussing reward systems. And it's going to be really cool to have a wider perspective into this topic that is so important for all of us DAO participants. And then last thing, I didn't get the link on time, but I'll post it here and on the community hall. We are doing a survey, cultural build survey, and all of you that are in this call are amazing people to participate in it. We just want to hear about the whole cultural process and your cultural experience in the TEC, and this will help us provide some best practices for the community in general. And with that, I'll pass to Zaptimus and transparency.
Thanks, Levi. Okay, yeah. On transparency, we meet bi-weekly. We won't get this Monday, but the next one. And for the updates, well, just a reminder, like we had like the community showed some interest on support one-time change of the TC addresses, and there is a time until 15th of September if anyone wants to change their address. Like mostly it's done for people who lost their Hatch address, but if anyone needs to change it, like should contact Tan, Den, or Griff, and they are getting the curated list. So they are all they checking one by the 3, so we avoid any trouble. So yeah, if you need to change it, contact with them. And then yeah, Ivy also was drafting the price vote and the Telegram pinned messages that were yeah, they were old and they needed to be updated, and yeah, then it's just needed to sync with Bye or whoever is taking the vote to update those. And then we also were on the Agave server talking with the Agave crew to reach some DAO to DAO relations, and Mitch is leading it and it's doing an amazing job. And yeah, he also posted 3 forum posts with 3 different proposals, and yeah, and the idea is to get engagement on the forum, but on the next week after SoftGov, I'm going to prepare like some questions, and the idea is like everyone should join, even if you think like you don't have the expertise to manage funds or whatever, just join. And like the idea is to get around with everyone with asking those questions, and yeah, get the feedback from everyone, because this money is from all of us. So yeah, we should all take care of it. And with that, I'll pass it to Solsista.
Hello. So not a big update since there was summer break basically, but I just quickly wanted to advertise next session will be next Wednesday, 8 p.m. CET. And basically, we want to get together in this group and now start with gathering the token engineers and people experienced in token projects who know what all the things that can go wrong and all that drama of decision making, the dilemmas that some of them are just technical optimization problems we can deal with or learn from, but there are also just ethical dilemmas. And there have been insights we want to share, and we want to also start the discussion about decision-making frameworks like significant when we're in complex systems and there are things changing as it does in crypto. And basically development processes like agile, is it agile enough? Or also organizational development, not just code, but culture. Basically what we've been also experiencing here in Token Engineering Commons, but get token engineers together, get us started talking about these issues that are not just going to be solved by debugging, but also identifying ethical issues, ethical concerns, and how to deal with in such situations. So we want to get those participatory active research sessions started, and we'll get a nice one next Wednesday. Hope a lot of people will join. And you can also please check the chat on Discord and the working group Omega to see what we will put together until then. And with that, I give it to Tech Labs AGAVE, WG.
Thank you, Soul Sister. Thanks for that update. Really excited for what's coming through Omega. So the labs, we've been having a lot of fun. They've been really popping off. And the proposal inverter, we've done a series, I think 4 sessions in the labs on the proposal inverter, which is a very high impact product for the ecosystem that's going to allow multiple DAOs to fund common goods that will benefit them all. We're taking a break on that. We've been making a lot of good progress, and I definitely recommend everyone checking out the labs playlist on YouTube and checking out the GitHub repository if you want to see the progress that we've been making. We've been doing a lot of the modeling. There's still simulations to be done yet, but we're taking a pause on the proposal inverter. We're going to open up the rewards research tomorrow. We're going to do a sort of survey analysis of what are the rewards case studies to be looking at. So of course we're going to consider the praise system. We're going to be looking at source cred. We're going to be looking at a few other reward systems in the ecosystem, and we're doing a series of modeling on this complementary to the work that the governauts are doing on rewards research. So this is really high impact work for the ecosystem, and we're really looking forward to opening this up in the labs. And what I've done is I've put together a kind of a fall semester. I forget if I mentioned this last week, but I think it's linked here. Yes, point C there, the fall semester. So this is just an outline of the labs for the fall. So every Friday, 9 a.m. PST, 6 p.m. Central European Time. And I've slotted in every Friday here. So we're doing 2 main builds, which is the proposal inverter and then the rewards research. And I've put in a couple special topics, which are market models and market networks, and then NFT economics. So these will be one-offs. This schedule is kind of getting moved around as things come up and priorities shift, but any sort of augmentations, I'll just make a comment here at the bottom so that you can keep up to date with what's happening and what to look forward to. So that's the labs every Friday. Really good stuff happening, lots of fun in there. Now also there is a CAD study group ongoing in the TEC here. That's Tuesdays, 8 a.m. PST, 5 p.m. Central European Time. There are Token Splice development workshops happening Mondays, 8 a.m., 5 p.m. Central European Time. Hop into the TE Academy for more information on that. And yeah, and then the final point there at the bottom, work on the proposal inverter is going to continue async. We're going to take a couple months off from working on it in the labs, but we'll still be doing some work on it async. So everyone's always welcome to get involved in that. Awesome. Thanks, guys. And I'll pass it over to Chewy for comms.
Thanks, YGG. Well, the comms working group meets every Tuesday at 9 a.m. PST and 6 p.m. CET. And some of the updates that we've been working on this week are Params September. As some of you know, we're running a campaign and publishing like one daily Param to get people to understand them so that they can participate in the vote. We are also engaging with a new production for orientation tutorials, and we're going to be collaborating with Edu and Katie for this. So if you're familiar with production in any way or are interested as well, please come to us. Also, the TE Scout meetings are happening on Wednesdays. There's also going to be a lot of stuff happening there, and we're going to be working close with the communities working group. Also, David's Analytics Corner is going to be like a small, like bi-weekly spot that we're going to have in the comms working groups to learn more about who we are engaging with and how can we improve our comms for getting closer to more groups. And also, we're doing like some early work on TEC token listing. So if you're familiar with the process in any way, please let us know. You can surely help us a lot. And I'll pass it to Griff and Params.
Sure, yeah, and I won't stay too long. I mean, you guys heard all the praise before. Oh, I guess I should say, we do our weekly syncs at 5 p.m. Barcelona time, or 11 a.m. New York time. But really, and that's a great time to see what's going on and have some debates. But the magic happens on the weekend. 4-hour hack sesh Sunday afternoons in the States. And it's really fun if you get the chance to come. And we usually just talk for maybe the first half an hour to an hour about like what's going on, show off what we've got done, and then put on some music and just work together. So even if you're not doing the Params, but you just want to have some co-working sesh, it's really fun on Sundays. But yeah, and obviously, you know, we praise everyone all the time. I'm just going to skip it this time because we heard the praise over and over and over again. But lots of heroes to make this a reality. I want to pass it over to Vitor to actually lead to kick off the demo of where the dashboard is now. Oh, Vitor, are you there?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can.
Okay, awesome. Like regarding, we have two fronts, like the backend and the front end. I'll talk more about the backend and let Pedro do the front end. And regarding the backend, what I'm working right now is like trying to improve the conviction voting module. So there are a few things there that need to be improved. And also Negan is working in the ABC. So ideally we'll have the last module that we can play with, the augmented bonding curve, for the Sunday hack session. So up to there, we'll probably have it all up. And then in the next week, we'll work into the final stats page where we'll be able to click after choosing our parameters, we'll be able to click and generate your issue. And for that, we're going to need a bot because the way that we were doing before, we cannot do we need more text in the issue, so we're going to use a bot for that. And I'm also setting this up. And I think that's all for backend. But I think Pedro has a few nice things to show up in the front end, and at least updates. I think he can go now.
Let me share my screen here. Just a moment. So basically, last week we were working on the config for module. So it's the conviction voting. And unless the table here, we finish everything, so you guys now can enjoy all the dashboard. Sorry?
Okay, Pedro, I don't think I can see your screen. Can anyone else see the screen?
I think it's loading still.
Okay, yeah, try. Yeah, try it again. You
My
you
internet
might
connection
sometimes
is
if it doesn't work again, sometimes it's easiest just to leave and come back.
okay.
No, it's
So
working.
okay, so let me just refresh here. Where's the chart? Okay, so basically we finish all the integration here, and the probably the Heroku backend is just waking up, so it will take a little while. But we have all the information that we need to use the conviction voting chart. And Victor just told me that he finished the table part that shows the scenarios. So probably you guys can start using this screen here and and sending us some feedback and create some issues on the GitHub. And this is the most important part. So here you can see, guys, that Fabio, Mitch, and Griffey are the only ones making some contributions here. It's really important for you guys, for us guys, that you check the front end, see if there's some glitches or some bugs that you guys are detecting, and we let it pass, or if there's something that are not so user friendly. So, oh, I was trying to use the config dashboard one, and then I didn't understand how to use, or the buttons are not quite good enough, or I expected something to happen when I click this button. So it's really important for us guys to listen to your side, and so we can work and improve the dashboard. So to do that, just create some GitHub issues, and you guys can just put some screens here, like Mitch said, print screens here, like Mitch did, and explaining what is supposed to happen or what you want to see, and then we can talk with the parameters teams and see if how to implement that and make it better.
Awesome. Pedro, can you try to refresh the screen? I think probably will work now. We were tapping a few things, so probably there's just a little glitch. But yeah.
Yeah. So I was tracking the error here after you uploaded the table. I think that one parameter changed it a little bit, and I have to redo some stuff here, but it's 1 minute thing. It's not a huge problem. So after the meeting, everything will be all right.
So I think you guys have to go to the Sunday call or to the Monday line, so we'll be able to see it. Oh, I think.
Yeah, the rest of the backend is working fine. Oh, sorry, the config module 2 is not ready yet. Okay, go on, Griff.
Nice. Thank you guys so much, and major props to Fabio and Mitch and all the other rock stars making all this happen. But as Pedro said, we're moving away from. I guess I gotta share a screen. We're moving away from Figma to putting before we were doing all of the comments on Figma, but hey, now it's GitHub time. So we're moving all of the advice that you guys can give us to make this thing better to GitHub. So yeah, and if you want to come and hack on it with us, Sundays are the fun times.
Can you share the link to the GitHub, Griff, please?
Yeah, it's maybe I'll ask Vitor, can you put it in the Params channel? Because I got the next one too, which is
I'll post it.
Sorry, did you have something to add, Vitor? Okay. Yeah, so I'll take the common swarm. Major props to Sam and Paulo, who are killing it we meet up on Monday, every Monday at 2 p.m. New York time, 8 p.m. Barcelona time. And there's been some nice updates. A lot of this week actually went towards research. There's all these cool proposals, about making governance tokens, adding AGAVE, and doing those things. So we've been researching what it would take to make those things happen. Also, I've been writing all the upgrade scripts. We have upgraded a Commons, we've done the Commons upgrade successfully on Rinkeby. And so, but we're still practicing it to get it a little bit better, to make everything work with the front end and tie it all together. So I don't know if the demo will be ready next week, but probably the week after that is the hope. But there was some major progress from OneHive. Gardens is out. on XDI, so that's super cool. I think it's a soft launch. I haven't heard any announcements. Chewy, tell me if I'm wrong. But I see Bright ID is already playing with it. You can actually go to on XDI and buy just a little bit of Bright if you want to be like early in on one of the first gardens out there. Agave is already making some proposals and really testing it out. So this is live on XDI, which is a major milestone for us, and gives me a lot of It gives me a lot of hope that I don't think the smart contract side will be the slow step of launching this bad boy. So that's great news. And but other than that, it's just been a nice research week. Not so much to report. So that way we have 9 minutes left, and I can pass it to Luigi Lemon for telling us all about Agave.
Okay. There's a lot to talk about, but yeah, as you mentioned, it's still a soft launch, mostly because we're also waiting for gardens to actually like be a, how can I say, like actually be able to post more proposals and enable conviction voting, so truly become a DAO. Also, the other thing is that we are waiting on a partner project to launch that will be what we are going to use for incentives. So right now it's pretty much boilerplate. We are still debugging stuff, and like everything is working, but we are still like planning, okay, how can we add more tokens, especially like tokens that aren't as compliant with Chainlink, so tokens that are mostly on decentralized exchanges like Honey, like Agave, like all these DAO tokens that are launching, and that we want to have in the Gardens protocol as well. So yeah, that's pretty much all that is going on over there. You guys are invited to go there as well and ask questions. We are fairly active at those. And also, we would be interested in knowing ideas that you guys might have regarding how to facilitate like this process of using tokens that don't have as deep liquidity as we would like them to be added as collateral in lending protocols.
Maybe you can give us a little bit more context on what Agave does. I don't know that everyone in this call is actually familiar with
Okay.
what you guys do.
So Agave is pretty much at the core level, it's a fork of AIVE. So it's a monster on mainnet, right? On Polygon. So at the core level, it's pretty much the same. You deposit a token, and that issues a new token that represents your share of the pool. This token is rebasing, so it's not a token that you want to like list as LP. That's something that we are looking at as well. And then you can use it as collateral to borrow any other token that is on the listed on the protocol. So the main use cases is pretty much idle yield, similar to a bank, or if you want to borrow for the purposes of arbitrage or trading with a margin, for example. Is that enough?
Yeah. So how is it different than Aave?
Right. Like at the protocol level right now is literally the same. Our idea is to make it more community owned. So it's way more focused in the community rather than a big capital behind it. The other thing that we want to be different is to actually like be a lot more focused in providing support to smaller communities and the OneHive community directly via the gardens. So like we want to be able to tell all the gardens that they can deposit some sort of token that they have on their treasuries directly to Agave. So like all of this direct integration is going to be important for us.
Nice. Does anyone else have any questions for Luigi about Agave? Well, maybe, do you know much about, how safe you think Agave is? Like if, for instance, our DAO, we're talking about maybe depositing some of our funds into here. Is it safe?
Right. It is safe. Like obviously the contracts are safe. Everything has been audited and re-audited multiple times. We actually try to not like make many changes because of that. The thing about these protocols is that the security is mostly reliant on the reliability of the liquidators. So if someone is going into deficit, you need to have these liquidators actually going after them, because that's the only way that the pool doesn't get these balances. So what we have done is that we have developed our own liquidation bots. We also have the Keeper network, that protocol that uses like the decentralized oracles. They are also testing their deployments on XDAI on our protocol. So currently that's the two main liquidators live. So they are safe, they are working. And technically anyone else can be a liquidator as well, because there's quite a big incentives to do it. In any case, if there is like some shortfall event, like a black swan event, we also like have quite a big treasury right now that we can use as insurance.
Nice. That I'm just playing around here. I don't know if anyone else has any questions for Luigi. But we have a special, so we'll call it right there. Although I really want to finish. Let's click finish here. I deposited 3 XDAI. But I really want to take this as another opportunity. So today, Juan Carlos, I think he's on a plane over the Atlantic right now, headed home from Europe. So the gravity call is kind of canceled, but we're also kind of co-opting it to talk about the forum. There's so much going on in the forum, and there's so many cool proposals, including very many opportunities with Agave, from doing a token swap. And we can do initial buy into the bonding curve, buy some TECs, and then maybe swap it with for Agave tokens. Or we can also, of course, take some of our wrapped XDAI and turn it into some collateral that'll be collecting interest. And that amongst many other proposals. So we're going to just take the gravity call to talk about these different proposals and see what everyone thinks about them. So if you guys want to come, maybe we'll even just stay in this room and we'll hang out. But other than that, our community call is over. So thank you so much for hanging out and hearing all the latest. It was really fun, and thank you, Luigi, for the great presentation on Agave. It's a super cool project. Glad to be part of the Gardens family with you. And maybe we'll take like just a 1-minute break. You guys can feel free to leave and or stay, and we can talk about the proposals.